Thank you so much for joining us on Straight Outta Savannah, talking with Tammy, with my guest, Marcus Williams. He is an amazing young man. He has written a book about marketing that is going to help you to get your marketing done. So I'm going to let Marcus introduce himself and tell you a little bit about him.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Miss Tammy. It's an honor to be your guest. So like she mentioned, everyone, my name is Marcus Williams. I am actually a marketer, and I wrote a book called A Marketer's Diary. I have a copy for you.
Nice.
And thank you. So honest. So the reason I wrote that book for you all, so as a marketer, when I first started 4.5 years ago, I had no experience in marketing whatsoever. And I didn't even go to college for marketing. So it's definitely something that, like, can be a little bit nerve wracking, can get to you a little bit, and, can get you here. So my book, I wrote it for newer marketer and sales professionals and people that may be interested in the marketing career or sales career, and just some of the tips and tricks I've learned over time that may help you boost your confidence and your abilities in the work field of marketing.
That's awesome. So, what made you decide to write this book?
So I wrote it. It came actually as a joke. Someone I was training a lot of people at the time. I'm gonna say within my second and a half year of my career, and someone made a joke like someone should write a book about this stuff. And as a joke, I took it seriously and I did my little research and figure out how I could go about it. So I started with an outline. It turned into a manuscript, and voila.
That is so powerful. So, what were some of the things that you did to help you? Because I want to bring to the surface what you said about the fact that you weren't trained as a marketer. You didn't go to school for that. And so, what were some of the things that you did in order to help prepare you to be the best marketer?
Um, so me personally in marketing, one thing I can say, and I go over a little bit in the book, but there are two type of marketers. You have the rapport type of people that, are friendly marketers, or friendly salesmen. They build up to you, they build up to you, make you love them, and eventually you love their product, service, or their idea. And then you have the business marketers, they just get straight to the point with you. Like, hey, look, you got this, I got that, let's work. And for me, what it came down to how to get into this and how to like become better at it is same approach I took in college when I was in school. I just have to study it. I just have to learn it. I just have to get it. And that takes time for a lot of people.
Yes.
And some people are like naturally born. Like I'm naturally born able to like just talk to you, but confidently because I'm honest. Some people that doesn't click very well. So depending on what type of marketer you are, that's how you learn.
So, let's talk about the tricks that you did, like what we talked about
Mhm.
earlier, like coming in early. Share that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So in marketing is very straightforward. It's just like, you know, all the big companies that we think of in today's society, McDonald's, Nike, they all have marketing, teams, professionals, PRs, you name it. And when you think of a commercial, it's pretty much the same thing. I'm literally, or if you are a marketer yourself, you're a walking commercial. And the more appealing you are, the more appealing you are to someone else. So for me, I'm sorry, sorry about that. But can you re-ask that question again? Because I think I went off topic a little.
Okay, no, I wanted you just to share about what we talked about before we came on, about when you went back to your college days.
Oh, okay. So some of the tips and tricks that I've, gotten to help me study my marketing better. Me personally. So what I did, I just sat down every day for an hour before I had to go to work and just studied the game. And I mean like anything. So like, for example, if you market cars or if you're like a marketer or a sales rep for cars, you should probably study, you know, all the cars that you advertise, all the cars that you sell, like what makes them go, what makes them better, what makes them efficient, why is this car better than that one? And same thing for me. So I work in the home improvement field. So I had to learn why is your roof reacting to this situation? Or why is your siding looking like this? Why are your windows look like this, but this person's doesn't, you know? So it took time. You have to study all that stuff. And then once you learn that, you have to learn how to explain that to somebody in a way that's not offensive.
Yeah.
Some people don't take things like others do, you know, like, hey, look, this is why I'm here. This is, you know, and for me, it just took an hour every day, just practicing something. And then once I learned the knowledge, practice for a very long time of how to say it, when to say it, how should I raise my tone? Should I stand sideways when I talk to you? Should I stand in front of you? You know, if I'm talking to the right person, you know, for example, if you're talking about cars, you know, you want to talk to the person that's potentially going to drive the car. I don't know, me telling, you know, your best friend, yeah, this Charge is amazing, makes no sense to a lady who loves a minivan. So,
Right.
you know, in marketing, you just have to learn pretty much everything so you can plug and play as you go.
Oh, I like that. Plug and
Yes,
play.
ma'am.
You go. Yes, I like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
That sounds amazing. The thing that I was listening to you say was honesty was important.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
can you explain why you feel like that's important? Because the thing is in a lot of sales training, they don't even cover that at all. That's not even a thing. But that to me is the one of the most important because being empathic, because I am, I can generally know if you're telling the truth or not. You know, it's just
Yes,
one
ma'am.
of the things I've had since I was young. So honesty is like so important, regardless of whether or not you're saying what the people want to hear, because that's a lot of times what people want. They want to hear what they want to hear, you know. But
Yeah.
but when you're honest, you know, you tell them the truth, and then but you say it in love, right?
Absolutely. So for me, Miss Tammy, so I say honesty because, you know, people understand it if I say it that way. In marketing, for let me not say marketing, in my career path, in the company I work for, and in my time with Power Home Remodeling, integrity is the word we use.
Integrity.
So, yes, ma'am. So, and a lot of marketers, you know, because marketing is a very lucrative field. If you are really good as a marketer or sales rep, you can make really good money in a very short amount of time. And they incentivize you even extra. Different gear, different travels, different, you know, like accessories, you name it. And a lot of marketers, they see the big picture of I can get this, that, and third in this amount of time by putting this amount of numbers. And me, I never was impressed by that because I was more or less like, hey, look, if I put the hard work in, the numbers will follow. I don't really have to chase, you know, yeah, of course I would love the same goals, of course, everyone else, but I'm more about getting the job done the right way. So I've always been a person
Wow.
that, yes, ma'am. So I've always been a person, and not to say that those other guys and girls who are marketers, they aren't, but I've seen the good and bad of marketing myself. So, you know, I've seen people, you know, kind of like fabricate certain things. Me personally, I don't like to do that.
No, they don't fabricate. They just straight out lie.
So yeah, some do some do that as well. Yeah, some do that as well, Miss Tammy. Especially because I know me with hitting on that topic a lot, especially car salesmen. But at the same time, there are some that just blatantly lie. There are other marketers who fabricate, and there are marketers like me who just I rather tell you how it is, and then I'll let you tell me where we go from there. You know what I mean? Because
That makes sense. You allow the person to be informed and make an informed decision. Yeah.
and I let the person be a human. Like
Right.
if I'm not, you know, what I'm saying if I'm not for you, I'm not for you.
Right.
There's a million other opportunities behind you. So I'm thankful for your time.
That is awesome. You ever thought about doing some like master classes on that?
So, I mean, me personally, I love the idea of training, Miss Sandy. I love it. It's nothing like it. Like, you know, to give back. Because where I'm from, you know, nobody really gave to me. I had, you know, you got to figure it out and then go from there.
Yep.
And I love the idea of helping somebody and training them, especially so they can say, like, you know, like, hey, that's a good kid over there. You know what I mean? You don't got to pay me for that. I just love it. the credibility, because that'll take me further than anything else. So
Yes, it will.
Masterclass. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yes, it will.
Yes, ma'am. And for me, I've always thought about the idea, like many people have pushed the idea of consulting into my head. And it wasn't the path I originally intended taking, but I'm not opposed to it. I would love it, but I would rather do it on a platform where I'm not seeking, like how we was joking earlier, not trying to be rich off this, but if I became rich off of it, I wouldn't turn it down. So I would just, I would just love to like just help somebody else out. At the end of the day, that's my biggest goal. So a masterclass, I guess all in all, I wouldn't mind doing.
Yeah, I think you would really be good, and it would.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. It would give you the opportunity to engage and connect, like we talked about as well, which is amazing to me because I love that too. I mean, I like, even if I'm doing like a live on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, I like people to talk to me. I don't want to just be the one saying, everything. I mean, once, after the presentation and stuff, I like questions and I like, engagement and stuff like that. And, I laugh, I said, because I think my people know that now because I get on, I'm like, look, I'm not having a monologue. This is not,
Talk to
talk to me. Yeah. I mean, I'm human. I need, engagement and conversation, especially now with this COVID and stuff, because, you don't get a whole lot of that. But yeah, I agree with that. That's amazing. So, going forward,
Yes, ma'am.
what are your thoughts? Are you thinking of writing more books? Was the process fun enough, is what I'm gonna say. Fun enough for you to consider doing more, or is this just, do you feel like this is like a something that's going to take you in another direction?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So for me, I've definitely considered writing another book. I've already thought about the name of it and everything.
Okay.
Me personally, I'm also the type of person, I'm very focused. So my goal, and I wrote it down, I obsessed about it. I would like to be some type of bestseller with this book. So that was my end all be all goal. And I definitely want to hit that title at some point. Like I said, I don't want to be rich off of it. I just want to get to that point. Next book.
Don't even say that. Just take that one out of your vocabulary.
Yes, ma'am. So when I become a bestseller, yes, ma'am, I would definitely like to write another book. And the next one I wanted to talk about just the different hurdles of life of growing up where I'm from. So I'm inner city Baltimore kid. I've seen my fair share of horrible and great things, and I'll keep it at that. But I also wanted to make another self-help book that explained, some tips and tricks I've learned of how to stay out of those situations. Like it's just
because you're right. Inner city Baltimore, you were at risk. Being
still at risk. Still here.
Brown boy. Yeah.
You're still here. Like that's one thing about me. I always wanted to give back.
I said,
yes, ma'am. I always wanted to give back to my community.
Mm-hmm.
No, all right. I'm sorry.
So do you?
I always want to give back.
Do you feel like it was something I wanted to ask you? Oh, so are you doing any type of mentoring with younger boys or anything like that?
So at the moment, not as far as organization wise, no, ma'am. My hours at work are terrible for like me to be involved in many things, which is why another reason why I want to become an author. If I'm a full-time author, I can play with a lot more stuff. But I do sometimes help out some of the younger guys that I know personally as far as basketball stuff. Because I mean, you were talking earlier about basketball. Mm-hmm. I'm huge into that. So, and it kept me out. Yes, ma'am. What'd you say?
I said, did you play?
Yeah, a little. Not in college or high school, but a little in high school, but not in college. College, I was a nerd. I stuck to the library and I went home. So
nothing wrong with that. Nerds are good. Nothing wrong with that.
Thank you. You're so nice.
Nerds, it's all good.
Yes, man. So I help out some of the younger guys and I tell them some of the tips and tricks that I've learned as far as how to use basketball to stay out of trouble. I've never smoked or drank, so I tell them the benefits of if you stay in shape, what you can do at a certain age. Like people like marvel at LeBron, I'm like, he's just super healthy. Like it's not really rocket science, So a few guys, maybe like 3 or 4 at most. It's not a lot of them, but I just keep up with them, through Instagram and whatnot. I don't really like text them and call them too much because, you know, they're still kids. So I like to go live your life, you know, like go high school, party, and
Right.
learn through that way. But if you need advice, I'm always there for you. And
That's amazing. You don't have kids yet, right?
I have one son. He's 2. He'll be 3.
Awesome. Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome when you see, when I see young brothers, you know, taking care of their kids. I think that's so amazing, you know, because the media tries to make it look like our men don't take care of their kids, and that's a bunch of bullshit. Because
you.
there are
Yeah, yeah.
more of us taking care of our kids than not. You
Oh
know?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son, we bought him a basketball goal, and, and when he first got it, he was just so happy to just throw the ball against the backboard. Now when he misses, he complains a little bit. So it's pretty funny to see it. Like, all right,
So you have created a monster.
I won't take all the blame for that, but
That's powerful. That's powerful. Okay, I really have been enjoying this conversation. I'm trying to think. There was another question I wanted to ask you regarding the book.
yes,
So
ma'am.
you said it was a beginning marketing book. So you would recommend it because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking maybe even in schools as like a supplemental reading thing.
Oh yeah, so it's funny you tapped into that, Miss Tammy. I so I've always had this ideal dream goal, and it's not something I wanted to pursue until I became like some type of household name. But I've always had this dream goal of, you know, just traveling. Like, so I know a lot of authors do book tours. So, for example, when Michelle Obama released her book, I want to say this was 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and me, man, so me and my girlfriend, I took a trip to Atlanta to see her book tour, and you know, we did the math behind it. And I'm looking like, well, she made a lot of money off of the tour. And again, I'm not money motivated. So I was like, I would love to take a tour of colleges and just show them this knowledge, because the average college person like myself, when I graduated college, I had really good grades. I graduated honor society, cum laude, and I just figured the world would just open its floodgates to me.
Of
And
course you did.
reality hit
It
me
wasn't
fast.
quite like that, right?
Not at all. And when I took this marketing job, you know, I was like, it's the means to an end. You know, I just want to do it, get a little experience that I didn't have from college, and move forward. And I ended up staying there. I loved it. They paid for me to travel. I get to help people. I couldn't complain at the end of the day. But I was like, thinking back to it, I know there's someone else that's going to graduate college and think just like me. Like, I got good grades, or even if you don't have good grades, you know, like, I've graduated college. I got this all lined up. I'm in this fraternity, this sorority. I've done all these different networks, and the doors you think may open for you are going to close. But for some odd reason, marketing and sales jobs are plentiful. and,
I'm
and
laughing because I can hear that. I've heard it so many times. Oh, yeah,
man, like,
I finished this. Now I'm just going to jump out there and say, hello, world. And then the money's going to start flowing. And before I know it, in a year, 6 months, I'll be at 6 figures, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
mm-hmm. And I'll be the first to tell you, to anybody listening to this podcast and anybody that can ask me in life, sometimes it don't work that way. Majority of the time, it doesn't work that way. And for those kids that may ever cross that path and, get into that situation that I got into, I would love, granted, it doesn't even have to be my book. I would love to sit in front of you and just tell you some of the knowledge that I've learned. So when you jump into that world, you know what to expect. It's like marketing is a very lucrative world, but it's not the easiest. It's not for everyone. It's a job that, mentally, if you get involved in the wrong way, it will test you. Like, I've seen a lot of people, and like, in my job, I've seen a lot of people come and go, like, left to right. I mean, like, and I've seen successful people fall short many a times. And it's one of those things where it's a mental game. It's just like chess. If you think it, for me, it's like chess. I just think of it that way. step by step, play by play. So
Yes, yes, that was powerful. That was a nugget. Step by step, play by play.
man, so I would definitely love if I could to do like a book tour in colleges and just talk to them. Like I would love to, and like just make like a little tally mark. Like yeah, I was at LSU, I was at Florida State, I was at
You should
Morehouse.
you should join Black Speakers Network
Mhm.
because they do a lot of training in that group, and um they have all kinds of opportunities. So
Yes, ma'am.
you might want to check that out because that would be really good for you because I can see you doing that type of speaking.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
I can, yeah, I can see you doing that type of speaking, and I can see that being like, I don't know, it's almost like I can see you just, rising up. I'm hearing the Rocky
Yes.
song, rising up. You know the Rocky song? You remember the movie Rocky?
I I do remember it when we took the steps and all that and beating up the stuff in the meat freezer, but I don't remember the movie play by play, but I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, there was a song in it, and he was singing "Rising Up."
The Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, that's it. I can't remember the name of it, but I could just hear "Rising Up" when I was looking at you. So I was like, okay, yeah. So that's something that you might want to think about and consider. Just jumping in there. Brian Olds is the guy that's the an admin over it and all that stuff. He's a young brother, and he's amazing. And
Yes,
that
ma'am.
is
I'll
amazing.
look into
Something that and if I have a given it, I'll invite you if you want me to. So that way you can come on in. But it's great. I mean, they have what I tell you, they do all kinds of training in there
Yes, ma'am.
to manage that. And I'm just excited because it's not often that I get to talk to young brothers that's doing the thing. Matter of fact,
Thank
I think you're about only the third one, and the second one was my son, my stepson.
you. Good man. That's a great man.
Yeah, he does he's doing a comic because he got a degree in animation, so he does IT stuff, for his regular job, but he has a business. He's building this comic book character and make an app and all this kind of stuff because he's in your millennial age group, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. So I'm just excited when I get to talk to y'all, and that's why when I seen your stuff, I was like, I need to interview him. I was like, he needs to come on the show.
Yes, I'm always happy to talk. Always.
Yeah, because I mean, I think it's just so amazing, when you start to do something, especially how you got to, the fact of writing a book, and your why behind it is just so priceless. Just because you want to help people to be in a different place. You looked at where you were when you came out of school, and then you decided, hey, I feel like I can help people, to get a leg up, so to speak.
Oh yeah, yes, ma'am. So if me personally, so the way my job is set up, I literally like, especially with the knowledge and the training that I've had and the places I've traveled. So I was blessed that I was able to travel to Atlanta twice, Houston, and Detroit to help their offices as well. And I've made pretty decent money in each territory.
Nice.
And the way it's set up with my job, yeah, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
No, I said nice.
What'd you say?
It's a delay.
Oh yeah, yes, ma'am. So okay. So the way it's set up for my job, there's marketers that I personally know that's making like 200 plus K, and it's very simple, very easy at my job to make 90, 150K easy. So I can definitely make good money without having a book or anything. But however, I was never money motivated. Growing up, I've seen money change people for the worse. So I already knew from the jump that's not my objective. Now, it is a great benefit, but I've always liked to give back because when you give back, I'm a firm believer in karma. Eventually, it'll come back somewhere down the line where I would love to see
Right.
it. For me, I guess the best karma that I could ever get, as far as in a great way, is to see my son get a Division I basketball scholarship. Wherever he may go is between him and the God, but if he could, I would love for him to go to UConn. So that was my favorite school.
UConn.
Watching. Yes, man.
Yeah, I actually used to live not far from UConn.
I knew I liked you, Miss Tammi.
My family is living in Connecticut. They live in
Good
Meriden.
people. Great people. Great people.
I
Yeah,
still
you.
remember when I passed by ESPN because I like basketball and football and sports too. And I remember I was passing by ESPN and I was like, "Will they let me in there?" I was
I
like,
don't
"Can
know.
I go in there
It's a
without
lot.
a press pass or whatever?"
It's a lot of stuff going on up there in stores and storks and stuff. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I've always been a UConn fan. Once I seen how much Jim Calhoun was recruiting from Baltimore, there's a lot of Baltimore players that were recruited up there. So,
Oh yeah.
and then plus, a Baltimore kid has got an NCAA championship from UConn. So, I like, how could you not love him? And the kid that I'm referring to, Roscoe Smith, if I went to school here, he went to school there. So, nothing but support out of that.
That is powerful. I love that. All right, we're going to close this out because we have been on here for quite a few minutes, but it's been such a pleasure for me. I have so much enjoyed talking so much to Marcus. We're going to definitely have to collaborate again because it's just been so good. And if I can help you with anything, be of assistance in any way, I'm here for you, just so you know. And I'll also do the thing with the Black Speakers Network also invite you. That way, you'll have an invitation. Um,
That's right.
and so, what I want you to do now is just let the people know where they can find you, and
Mhm.
the name of your book. Show it again, and tell them the name of it and where they can purchase it, and how they can connect with you.
Yes, ma'am. So again, I want to thank you, Miss Tammy, because obviously you didn't have to have me on today, and I'm very grateful for it. And for all those that are watching, again, my book is A Marketer's Diary. So the quickest way you can reach me, my website, authormarcuswilliams.com. I'm pretty much on every single social platform except LinkedIn. I didn't figure that out yet. I'm sorry, but if you go to my website, you can literally find all my platforms right in there, top right hand side. Can't miss it.
Oh, I got
And
something else for you too. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, what you say, Miss Tammy? I didn't hear you.
No, I said I got something else I'm gonna send you too. I just thought of that. LinkedIn, yeah, because you need to
Oh,
be there.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
And outside of that, I would say, definitely check me out. My book is very straightforward. I just teach you the stuff that I was taught. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoy.
I'm
Please leave me a
so
review.
excited. I'm so excited. This is so amazing. You guys have to go and grab his book. I know that it is just perfect for wherever you are beginning in your marketing journey. So grab his book and make sure that you reach out and support him on all the networks. We're going to get him on LinkedIn. But reach
Yes, yes.
out and
Please
support
be
him
only.
on all the networks. And thank you so much for watching Straight Out of Savannah, talking with Tammy. Bye now.